cultural deficiency and its effect in society. Video hit Instagram. Video hit Instagram of this young child, obviously only just from the abroad, speaking to his grandmother in a dialect of Igbo that not many people can even pride themselves in. It was real deep. It showed that he had been invested in by his parents culturally because he was also born abroad. But the admiration of Nigerians was the fact that this kid, who might have been about 12 years old, was able to have and hold a very strong conversation with his grandmother as another generation of culture note. However, when you take away this culture, what happens? When you take away this language, rather, what happens is that culture is a vessel, language is a vessel for culture.
Yeah, it is.
Whether you like it or not, you begin to see that, there's certain things that are missing from a person when we've stripped them apart, stripped them away from this language. Culture follows. The effect, however, Israel was on Instagram the other day, raining curses on his wife, talking about how bereft of culture she is and why that caused the break of their marriage. But what do you guys think exactly is the impact of that lack of language/culture? How does it affect our relationships, whether as friends, whether as people, whether as married couple, whether as a nation? And going forward, because we're slowly stripping ourselves of these cultures.
In today's society in Nigeria, one of the biggest problems we have in our economy is because we lack cultural deficiency. When we
lack culture.
We lack culture. Sorry, yes, we lack culture. Thank you for that. We lack culture. And it's so bad because there were certain things that culturally we're raised to believe in when we're much younger that we don't see anymore. And what that means is that back then, when somebody gives an adage over something, it's like a sort of caution. We're doing certain things. And that's why today people can still in the government and do all sorts of things because they actually have lost that foundation.
Let's take a look at that video that I'm talking about so that anybody who hasn't seen it will see the base of what we mean.
Sometimes
you were talking about another video from before that had to do with this conversation. What was that about?
So there's this video online that shows a couple having an altercation.
I saw that. That couple, they're actually in Canada.
Yeah, in front of their kids. And the wife was complaining to the husband about chores and,
him not helping around in the house.
And as in Nigeria.
And it's like he's working, like he's providing and all of that. And the reason why I'm saying that it's part of the cultural deficiency is that first things first, if a husband and wife must argue, you shouldn't do it in front of your children because back then, there's always this level of, okay, you know what, this is my husband, or, I'm going to take him into a private space.
It's culturally incorrect to have
and talk to him and tell him, okay, I'm not saying she can't talk to her husband about chores. Of course, every wife can do that, but I'm just saying that that thing didn't exist there. It didn't exist there. So she went all out. She said all sorts of things right in front of the children. No respect, no regard. The husband was reacting. And those are part of the things that we've lost culturally as Nigerians and as Africans.
The problem I had with that video was the fact that there was somebody recording.
What's
all
up with
of
this
that.
recording?
And there was a kid holding the father trying to...
What you must understand is, in cases like that, there must be a friend that is a witness. So usually those friends are usually the ones that handle the camera, so that when the police come, they will show them. Now, let me say something.
Because I'm about to lose my train of thought. This video is very personal to me, the young boy speaking Igbo, because one of my biggest regrets in life is not being able to speak my native tongue.
What is your native tongue?
Same here.
I'm Birom.
Birom, yeah,
J-Town, Plateau State, Birom, they know themselves. It's a big language and dialect in Plateau State, and I can't speak my language. I know a couple of words. I can make a sentence here and there, greets and whatnot. So I understand where this is coming from. And a lot of people used to say and attack us when we were younger and say, oh, because you guys left the country, you did this, your parents didn't do this, you didn't do that. And I'm like, no. Some people don't understand that some of these things are a gift. It's a talent. I had a friend I schooled with in secondary school that can speak Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, and his native tongue from the south side. I think he's Calabar or so.
Oh, wow, interesting.
So he can speak. So some of these things are a gift. Do you understand? That children possess, that you need to utilize at a very young age for them to be able to establish these things. You need to be around this. I was talking with somebody earlier on, talking about learning a foreign language that you can still do now as an adult. But sometimes learning these things and not being around people that speak it. It's like learning how to ride a bike and then you never ride it. But after you learn how to ride a bike, you never ride a bike again.
Do it yourself, yeah.
You get me? So sometimes you need to be around people that are actually contributing to this language barrier.
So, one of the major challenges I have currently is that when we look at our children today, there's this separation between culture and, reality. Because when we were much younger, I didn't learn how to speak certain things until I went to this guy's secondary school. That's when they started teaching me certain things. And I felt bad because I always looked like an outsider. In fact, they would say things to me or say things about me and I didn't understand. And my point is that there's a big role that adults, parents, need to play in this, because it will get to a stage whereby you will have generations, young Nigerians that they won't even understand anything, not just in language, but things that have to do with the culture of the country.
Let me ask. So you were asking a question. You were on a track that I was following. We're losing this identity. So the question is now, what relevance exactly is culture to our kids?
That's where I wanted
because
to
we're
attack.
moving toward a global village.
I can say that. Do you know that? Let me quickly say something. Do you know that the Japanese are one of the most cultural, precise communities in the world, and their culture has put them where they are. For instance, now in their society, one of the first things they teach their young ones is about the culture. The first couple of years, they are not even teaching them about academics. And they go to school. They're not learning. It's about culture. Yes.
I'm from Plateau State. My wife is Yoruba, grew up in Lagos from Ogun State. We're married now from two different cultures. Which culture should my children follow?
So it's very simple. I'm married to an Igbo woman. And I'm Yoruba. And the thing is this.
You're not under any pressure. You might be married to an Igbo. What's your account balance?
I'm fine.
So go ahead. So which culture should your children now?
You can balance the two because we've seen
But
people.
you filtered all that because
if they don't have the mental capacity and the gift and talent,
guys, hold on.
Which culture? Before it comes in his pants, please go ahead.
I need to say. I need to break it down. The first thing you must understand is that wokeness has corroded our culture.
Let's say corrupted. Let's just say that's corrupted.
It has corrupted it. And I'll tell you why. You mentioned something very important I wanted to talk about. One of my regrets as well is the fact that I can't speak my native language.
You too?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. At the time, I requested that my dad teaches me our language. Now, there are two things. I'm from Benin, and I'm from Usain in Benin. So we have two languages. My dad speaks Benin and speaks Usain. Now, Usain is literally evidence that Benin is actually partly Yoruba. Yes. So as a Yoruba person, if I'm speaking Usain, you'll be hearing part of what I'm saying.
I know those parts of it.
Yes.
I actually
they
do.
call it Akoko Edo and all of those.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's like Yoruba. So I literally, so one of the things that my dad did was, when I was pestering him, he gave me the history books of Usain. And I realized that Oduduwa's son from Ife migrated from Ife to Akure through to Usain. Ask me what his name was.
What?
Adua. So Oduduwa's son was Adua, who migrated to Usain. And that's why today they speak like Yoruba people. In fact, if I speak, we say, you think I'm from Ondo or from Akure? Yes. That's why we say Unleo. You know, that when they talk like Yoruba people. That's why my dad's middle name is Obabi Olorunkosi, and we're from Benin.
Interesting. Wow.
So why am I saying this? The reason why I said wokeness has really messed up a lot of things is because back in the day, when people speak Yoruba, we laugh at them. We laugh at them and say that you're speaking your native language, which is a terrible idea. Why? Because if I understood, now listen, if I understood Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo right now, I will be in serious money.
And I'll be your PA.
Serious money.
No, I'll be your PA.
You know, our parents actually wanted to globalize us a bit too early. They were like, no.
Yes. So you see this video, I bet with you, did not start today. Now, let me give you an example. My wife speaks French fluently. She speaks French, she speaks Yoruba, she speaks English, and all of that. Now, I've already started begging her. I said, please, when we have kids, please, you have to teach our children all those languages. What you must understand is that a child can easily grasp different languages.
Exactly.
So let me come back to you. All right. So your wife is Igbo, you're Yoruba. Your children will easily knock off the two.
That's what I'm trying to say. That they're not going to pick one of the two.
You understand?
They'll take the two.
And you see, one of the problems that we're having in Nigeria is the fact that we're not preserving our culture.
But
we need to do that by making sure that we imbibe these things in our children. Yes,
your dad, and all these things you said it in English, of how your dad presented you with the history and the culture of where you came from.
He never taught me
So even if you can't speak it, you know the history, you know the culture.
Guess what? My dad will correct me when I make grammatical errors or blunders. He wanted my English to be pristine.
So there are two things.
But he didn't care about.
There are two things.
Benin
you know the culture and you can speak the language. If you can't speak the language, you know the culture. So it's a win-win in some situations.
I was very, very impressed with you telling us about the history of
breaking it down.
You know,
in his situation now, this is the challenge.
My situation.
What's
my situation?
Like what he said is that your kids have the talent and strength to learn Igbo and Yoruba if they have that gift.
No, I don't think it's gifting. You know, I don't understand. So,
because that's the pressure you put on children. You have one child, you have another. Both of you should know how to do this.
No.
And you now start putting the pressure on them.
Guess what? Yeah, I started speaking Yoruba when I was much older, so it has nothing to do with age or talent. It's about
that's because of the Yoruba women you were chasing.